It is. Welcome to the Sports Spotlight. I'm your host, Rizwan. Every Sunday morning we get together. Oh, yes, right here on Radio Azad, where your voice matters. Welcome. And, as you can hear, right now the Sports Spotlight is tightly trained on the cricket oval. And to discuss, oh, maybe I dropped him. Here we go. Man versus the machine again. All right, Rahul, if you're hearing me out there, please call back. I thought I had you on the air. Let's try this now. All right, you're on the air with Radio Azad, the Sports Spotlight. Rahul, welcome. How are you?
I'm very good, sir. How are you?
I am great. It's such a glorious sports day, and I'm excited to get it going with all things that are happening in the world of cricket. Man, oh man, what's that old saying in Urdu and Hindi? वक्त कम है मुकाबला बहुत सख्त है. So we gotta run through this, man. So much
Let's do
happening in
that.
the world of cricket, and I think I want to get started with Bangladesh beating Australia. Bangladesh beating Australia in a test match. Bangladesh not just beating Australia, but beating the snot out of them. 9 wickets. They left themselves a target of, what was it, 56,
57.
57, that
Yeah.
they caught easily with a loss of a single wicket, winning by 9 wickets. What did you make of this match taking place in Darwin?
So here is the observation that I had. Bangladesh has a really good pace bowling stock right now. Um, I read an interview of Sean Tate, who is the bowling coach for Bangladesh,
Mhm.
and he said that he has never seen such a good pace bowling stock in Bangladesh before. And he's really proud and happy that Bangladesh are gifted right now with some amazing talent. They are without Nahid Rana, who is probably their best fast bowler, but still they have bowlers who can bowl in excess of 140 and remain on line and get the ball to swing as well, and they are reaping rewards for that. If you noticed in the first inning, I think almost all wickets, all 10 or maybe 9, were taken by fast bowlers.
9 of them, Hazelwood 5 and or 6, and 3 by Stark. Yep.
No. I'm talking about Bangladesh right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So no worries. So that's the thing. And then their batters, they were able to score big runs, which gave them something to, defend 228 runs of lead, and they just, uh, you know,
Just
bowled
dominated.
really, really well in the second innings with their spinners coming into play. So mm, I think they've deserved it. They were doing well in the past 1 or 2 years, and they are reaping rewards of that hard work that they did in last 2 years.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. I was kind of jumping ahead, but um, Hassan Mahmood was the big one. I think he took 6 as well,
Yes.
just like Hazelwood did for Australia in that first inning. And then Mehdi Hassan Miraz, is he one of the most underrated cricketers, all rounders that there is? It feels like he's always contributing for Bangladesh, and he's never talked about.
I mean, that's the thing. In the world of cricket, teams like Bangladesh, teams like Sri Lanka, for that matter, right now, um, to some extent, maybe Afghanistan, who are not getting enough chances to play cricket, their talent do not get talked about. Mehdi Hassan Miraj has been doing really good stuff ever since his debut.
For almost 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and he, uh, you know, uh, gets noticed in Bangladesh. That's why he's their um, captain. if you look at it. And oh no, sorry, Mehdi Hassan Miraj had been captain in the
He
past.
has.
Right now, it's Nazmul Hassan Shanto. Uh, so these players who are underrated, Nazmul Hassan Shanto have not been talked about, but he's doing a really good job as a captain, scoring runs. He scored 84. So the challenge is they do not get talked about because they do not get enough opportunity
Mhm.
to come
To
into the
showcase
limelight.
themselves. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Rahul. I know you love the bowling side. You love talking about the bowling side. You love it when the bowling side excels. What stood out to you in this beating of Australia by Bangladesh? Was it the fact that they held Australia to 198 with that superior bowling? Was it the fact that they came back by scoring 426 of their own to take a 200 plus lead into that second innings and put some pressure?
So
Or
So to
was it
start
that,
with,
yeah.
as I said, they took 10 wickets all by fast bowler.
Mhm.
So if you see Taskin Ahmed, he took 2 wickets. Um, Hassan Mahmood, obviously, with 6 for,
And
and
Ibadat
Ibadat
Hussain, yeah.
Hussain took 2 wickets. All three fast bowler came into the act, did not give Australia any chance to score big runs, even though Steven Smith played an inning of 71. But he was always the suspect of falling to a good bowling lineup. And that's what happened
And only
when
53 overs.
Hassan Mahmood took him out.
Yep.
He had given them a lot of chances. Some were dropped. The fielding needs to be improved for Bangladesh, but they still were able to put enough pressure to get them out. So the biggest thing was they were able to get Australia out for 198 in the first inning,
Mhm.
and then they were able to bat on the first day, scoring some runs on their side on the very first day because
Tanzid Hassan,
Australia
man.
batted
Tanzid,
only for 53 overs.
yeah, yep. Tanzid Hassan's century goes a long ways, right? Nobody else really stood out.
Um,
Really stood out. There was a half century by Mehdi Hassan Miraz, of course, and then an almost half century, 49 for Momin ul Haq. But
so
I think that century from Tanzid Hassan as one of the openers really goes a long ways toward that, right?
yes, and Nazrid Hassan Shanto with 84 was also a good innings. He was looking good for a century until Hazelwood come into his act
Mhm.
and took 6 wickets. Literally very quickly. I think he bowled like mm, less than 10 overs to get those wickets when he was, bowling in the
Yeah, once he got going, because
yeah.
he was getting beat up, not beat up, but still like couldn't break through early on. But yes, in a short span, he took a lot of those wickets. But yeah, so look, let me ask you this. Unfortunately, we can't spend the whole segment talking about this, even though this is a historic win. This is the first ever Test victory by Bangladesh over Australia, if I remember correctly.
In Australia, yes.
In Australia, okay. Um, so great stuff. Is Bangladesh now a legitimate test force, or was this a blip? Like, especially, well, yeah. I don't want to conflate it with other things. Just that in the test world, does this does this mean more than this single victory, or should we just treat it as exactly that, just a win, and let's see how the rest of it goes?
So I would not say that it's a blip because their fast bowlers are going to come into play. They have, I believe, one more match in Australia, if I
Yep,
remember
it
correctly.
is.
If they play and they play with such a good fast bowling lineup, they have a real good chance of winning. The challenge that would come that would haunt them is their batting lineup is brittle. They had a good inning by Tanzil Hassan. They had good inning by Nazmul Hassan Shanto and Mehdi Hassan Miraj, but that
And
doesn't
that's
always happen.
yeah.
So if their batters could, contribute, create a good score of 400 plus, then their bowlers would have something that they can work with and defeat
I
Australia
mean,
once
that's
again.
the name of Test cricket, right? Got to put up 400 plus to put pressure on the opposition. But yeah, look, in this one victory, Bangladesh absolutely shined. and it just, to me, it legitimized Bangladesh. We've talked about, as recently as last couple of weeks, I think we've talked about how Bangladesh is in a rebuild. Bangladesh is down, but boy, oh boy, they came through. Hey, speaking of coming through, let's pivot. Let's pivot the spotlight slightly over. We're going to stay on the cricket oval. Let's go to India and Sri Lanka and Devdutt Padikkal. What did you see out of? I mean, what did he smash? It was 150 plus, right?
Yeah, he's 167 in that innings. The batting lineup, you know, after a while, were able to play spinners really well,
Mhm.
which is one of the key observations that I have for this match, because India had recently lost its like skills to play the spin bowling, which was shown in the two series at home where New Zealand and South Africa beat India
Mhm.
very comprehensively. This, tour of Sri Lanka was going to be a real challenge for the batsmen because the Sri Lankan wickets turned square, and that was shown even in the first day bowling, where in the first session the ball was turning about 3.6 degrees, and then in the next two sessions 4.4, 4.5, which is a great amount of turn for any bowling pitch. In India, the pitches were turning just 1.2, 1.6, and that was called as a real turner. Now over here, it's way more than 1.6, way more than even 2, and they were able to play it through some really good bowlers, especially Prabhat Jayasuriya. The the challenge still being that they lost most of their wickets to fast spin bowlers, but they were able to resist it for long enough to score 460 runs. So that's a good win. Indian batting lineup, they have so much batting talent that there's no doubt about the ability of them scoring runs, except for the fact they were circumspect to uh, spin bowling. Now, with this score, the biggest challenge that India still faces is a race against time, because all 5 days it's going to be raining, and they have lost more than two sessions to rain already in the first 2 days.
Yeah, don't get me started. Don't get me started with rain and cricket, man. It would be a shame after this dominance to end up having a no result because of rain on this one. Because I mean, what do you do like as a player? So here we go. I said I wasn't going to, and you've gotten me started on the on the rain rant. Like, how devastating is it as a player to do this, have such a strong start? And I'm not saying it's happened yet. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but if it does, how do you as a player square with that? How do you move on, because all of a sudden it's washed out and none of the runs count, all that effort that you put in doesn't count? Is this just something because it's such an integral, unfortunately, such an integral part of cricket that you just learn to live with it, move on, and that's it?
So that's what people players can do, because whether it's something that's outside of their control, and obviously I'm not going to be dragged into those other conversation which we have talked about a lot. But the challenge with India right now, even for that matter, Sri Lanka, is they really needed a complete series,
Mhm.
and they needed to win both the test message matches for both of the teams to stay alive in the World Test Championship.
Yep.
Obviously, they both are in the place where they are because they were not able to do well in the previous series. Um, India will rule the series against South Africa more than this one, because you know at that time they were going with players who had not had enough practice against spin. In this series, they are coming out of some good red ball cricket in the domestic circuit, and they are reaping benefit of playing good spinners in Indian ranks. Now, the only thing that is what I'm looking forward to is because this pitch is already turning square, the bowling of Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. If India can win, it will only be because Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, and to some extent Manav Pathar were able to take wickets rather quickly. If not, it's foregone conclusion that this test match is going to be a draw.
Yep, and maybe a thank you note from India to Bangladesh for slowing down Australia, who were looking like they were running away with this. After 8 matches, they were sitting at 7-1 at the top of the standings for the Test Championships, and that victory by Bangladesh absolutely slowed things down. And but it looks like, and I know it's early. For those of you who who are listening out there don't really understand the enormity of the test challenge. It normally spans 3 years. It's not 3 full years. It's usually about 18 to 20 months spread across 3 different years, and this one spreads from 2025 to 2027. So we're in the heart of the test championships right now, and I believe the finals are going to be sometime. I want to say, if it's anything like last year, probably in May or June of 27 is when they will wrap up. And right now, England, whew, has played the most matches, 13 of them, and is sitting at 4-8. Uh, Almost out of it. Not quite, but almost. But this is a pivotal series coming up for them. They're sitting in seventh place after 13 matches, and Pakistan, oof, sitting in eighth spot at 2-4 after 6 matches. So they've got a big series coming up. Before we go there, I got to tell our listeners real quick about something really important. If you've been injured, your life can change in an absolute instant. You need someone at that moment who understands you, your language, your background, and your community. Someone who will stand up for you and fight for what is right. Attorney Zora Mavani of Mavani Hernandez Law Firm proudly represents families across DFW and Houston in car accidents, truck accidents, rideshare injuries, workplace injuries, wrongful death, and much more. With over a decade of experience, Attorney Zora Mavani believes that you are more than just another case, but you actually deserve a voice. If you've been hurt, Attorney Zohar Mavani fights for you. Call now at 469-494-3990 for your free consultation, or visit the Voice of Texas, www.mavanihernandezlaw.com. Attorney Zohra Mavani, Texas ki Awaaz. All right, friends, let's get back to where I was teasing this big series coming up between England and Pakistan. So India's on its way. Hopefully, Bangladesh knocks down Australia again, because I don't want, Australia and South Africa played in the championship of the 23 through 25, with South Africa winning, if I remember correctly, right? In that at the end, because uh, and India had lost out because of that series against Australia. Where it was exciting times at the finish of the last Test championships. But right now, this one looked like South Africa and Australia were running away with it again. But I think things are going to tighten up, and if Pakistan or England has any hope at all, they've got to come through in this 3 test series coming up between Pakistan and India. Pakistan and it's always on my mind. Pakistan and England coming up. What do you see coming out of this series? Obviously, they're critical matches, but how do you see them going? Of course, the first one getting going this Wednesday in just a couple of days at Leeds.
So the good thing for Pakistan is that because of the summer that England had, most of their pitches are really dry, and they are expected to take a lot of turn, which is unusual for English, pitches, English grounds. And why I'm saying that's good for Pakistan is because Pakistan right now are in a state where their fast bowling is not something that it's supposed to be, especially with the standards set by their previous set of fast bowler, even as recently as the time when Shaheen Afridi, Naseem Shah were bowling.
And Muhammad Amir.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mohammad Amir for sure, one of the better bowlers that Pakistan has seen, in recent times. The
But those times
challenge,
are gone.
with their new crop of fast bowler is none of them are bowlers who can bowl in excess of 140. They are medium fast bowlers, which means that they are bowling at 130, 120, and that doesn't bode well when you are bowling on a fast uh, bowling pitches. Especially another fact that they are not even really good swing bowlers who
Mhm.
can swing the ball and defeat the batsman through the movement of off the pitch or through the air. So the good thing for Pakistan is that their spin bowlers would come into act. They would be able to get some spin from the pitches, and there they stand with a real good chance of defeating England.
Yep. So look, this is going to sound like a broken record, right? But it's strength on strength, and it's the same strength on strength that we've seen from these two teams for a couple of decades, right? It's going to be the English batting versus the Pakistani bowling, and unfortunately, the bowling um, it's weakened. I was about to say that weakened might be going too far, but yeah, it is right. It doesn't have that lead attacker like the Muhammad Amir, like the Shaheen Afridi of his prime from about 3 years ago. The strength here is probably Sajid Khan, maybe Muhammad Ali and Muhammad Abbas, right? Those guys are who the Pakistani bowling attack is going to rely on. Now, that's a pretty strong attack. It's not the bulldog attackers at the top. I mean, Pakistan, in their prime, they relied on just absolutely destroying from the get go, right? Get in, get your attacker in, and do early damage, and that just sets you up to dominate from a bowling standpoint. They don't have that guy, but hey, if recent history is any indication, don't forget the last time these two met, the last two matches, it was a three match series at the tail end of 2024. The first one, England won by a lot, an innings and 47 runs, but then Pakistan came back, won a test by 152 runs, and then that decisive one, they dominated, winning by 9 wickets. Now, that was 2 years ago, right? The different team, different time, and we can't really hang our hat on that. But I think overall, I'm excited. What's the word on Babar Azam? I know there was some question about his fitness and availability. Do you have any word on Babar Azam and his availability for this match
Yes,
coming up on Wednesday?
yes. So that's going to be a setback for Pakistan because Babar Azam got hurt, got hit on his hand, and he does not look like he will be ready for the first Test match. And then Shan Masood is also injured and does not seem like he'll be available and ready for the first Test match. So,
So it's going to
uh,
be batting or bust. Sorry, yeah, bowling or bust, right?
yeah, I mean, they did have some good players who are coming back and they scored runs like Imam ul Haq and Saad Shakil. So let's see. I think it would be determined by the bowling of both teams. Looking forward to it.
Yep, absolutely. All right. We're at time, but great job, Rahul. Thank you so much for running through these things. I was hoping to get to all three of these main topics in the world of cricket, and we did. Always a pleasure having you join me. to shine the spotlight on the cricket world. Rahul, I'm looking forward to getting going with some of these matches next Sunday. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining us, for me and our viewers and listeners.
Thank you.
All
Looking
right.
forward for next week.
Okay, have a great day. That was Rahul Vats joining me for the cricket segment. We're going to take a short break. After the break, we're going to have Shep. We're going to have Manny. We're going to have the rest of the sports world right here on the Sports Spotlight on Radio Azad 107.9 FM HD4. Tune in.
This is Radio